we have some interesting news from ASRock's side, and as the news report, ASRock claims AMD Ryzen 9000 series failure fiasco is linked to PBO precision boost overclock configuration, but the actual issue might run much deeper. Now, the ASRock motherboard situation involving AMD Ryzen 9000 CPU may have taken a new twist, now appearing to be linked to how AMD handles overclocking. And ASRock motherboard may be overclocking AMD Ryzen 9000 CPUs with reported power levels far exceeding the safe limits. If you haven't heard about the Ryzen 9000 burning issue with ASRock motherboards, it's becoming a major concern, and over 200 cases have been reported till now, with high-end CPUs like the Ryzen 7 9800X3D, 9950X3D, 9950X burning out. The issue gained traction after 𝗧𝗘𝗖𝗛𝗏𝗖𝗞𝗜𝗘 experienced it, and we may finally have a clue about the cause. Earlier reports linked to the issue to unstable SoC voltages, much like the Ryzen 7000 problems from a year ago, with levels exceeding AMD's guideline. At Computex, 𝗧𝗘𝗖𝗏𝗏𝗘 spoke with ASRock, who unofficially shared what might be the real cause behind the CPU burning, especially on their motherboard. And this is what 𝗧𝗘𝗖𝗏𝗏𝗘 has to say, quote unquote. When I sat down with the ASRock motherboard team, they told me it had to do with the EDC and TDC, which is the electrical design current and thermal design current. Essentially, they are saying it's a rampage problem that exists with the precision boost overdrive setting. These mid-range and high-end motherboards, say for instance B650E or an X670E 𝗧𝗘𝗖𝗛𝗏𝗏𝗘 or even B850 Steel Legends, have the ability to run Ryzen 9000 CPU at their maximum PBO settings out of the box. Now, the issue with ASRock motherboards largely stems from overly aggressive PBO settings, which have led to Ryzen 9000 CPU failure, elevated EDC and TDC limits exceeding the AMD's recommendations, place extra electrical stress on the chip, especially in well-cooled systems, allowing damage to build over time. Now, additionally, AMD Ryzen master software reportedly enables the PBO automatically, further contributing to the risk. Now, according to the post shared by 𝗧𝗘𝗖𝗏𝗏𝗘 on X, AMD CPUs automatically enter PBO mode when Ryzen Master is launched, and the only way to turn it off is by manually enabling and then disabling it within the software. BIOS setting can't override this behavior, leaving user unable to block PBO without taking specific in-app actions. This complicates performance tuning and troubleshooting, especially when combined with ASRock BIOS, which sets EDC and TDC limit far above AMD specs. In this case, AMD shares some responsibility, but as a consumer, the best step for now is to update the ASRock latest BIOS, which aims to fix the voltage issues, however, with no official word from AMD's side. But by the time I was recording this video, ASRock officially goes on record by saying Ryzen CPU failures are linked to BIOS setting and offers warranty support. Now, if you remember guys, I shared the news where one motherboard was sent to ASRock to repair. They returned the board by saying the board is working fine, there is only dust or debris on the socket. Rather than that, everything seems to be working fine, and said, nah, this is not true, they are hiding something. It's not like the new motherboard come with debris or dust. They are perfectly clean and good to go, and here my statement was true. It's not the dust or debris in the socket, rather the unstable SoC issue that is causing the CPU to burn, especially the X3D variants of chips that are very sensitive to over voltage. But there are non-X3D chips too that were burnt, and I was 100% certain it's SoC over voltage issue. And thanks to this news confirming that I was right all along. And yeah, let's back to the news and see what the news reports. ASRock is finally going on record to explain the situation involving its motherboard and compatibility issue with some Ryzen CPUs. There are now over 100 reports claiming that ASRock motherboards are responsible for CPU failures often rendering system completely inoperable. Initially, ASRock responded by attributing the issue to memory compatibility problem. Later, they released a dubious statement blaming the debris found in one of the affected motherboard socket as the likely cause. I mean, come on, guys. However, the explanation did not address the broader issue or confirm whether the root problem had been identified and resolved. The growing number of reports from ASRock users suggests that the new BIOS update have not fully resolved the issue. The good news is that in the interview with Gamer Nexus, the company vice president of motherboard division has now apologized for the delay in identifying the root cause, stating that the R&D team has been working hard to investigate the problem. He clarifies that the issue is not AMD's RyZen, the CPUs themselves, but is related to BIOS settings, specifically the EDC and TDC parameters, as I said earlier, within the precision boost overdrive configuration. And Chris Lee, the ASRock VP of Vice President of Motherboard Business, has to say, no, we are not saying it's an AMD issue. We found that it should be related to our BIOS setting, that's the PBO setting, precision boost overdrive. More technically, we adjusted two main settings in PBO. One is TDC, thermal design current, and the other is electrical design current. We found that our original values for these two settings might have been too high. Yes, that's I've been saying for so long. This is caused by over voltage. It's not right. It's not about the socket. It's not about the memory compatibility, but the over voltage issue, just like with the 7000 series. So with BIOS version 3.25, we lowered the PBO values. We believe this can solve the problem. Now, ASRock says it is fully committed to fixing any motherboard that may have been damaged. The company will cover shipping cost if a user believes their motherboard is faulty. However, ASRock has not addressed a key problem. When a system suddenly stops working, most users will not know whether the CPU or the motherboard is at fault. ASRock has no official solution for this and advises users to send the CPU to retailer or AMD, depending on who is responsible for the warranty. This effectively places the burden on customers, even though ASRock has acknowledged that its BIOS setting may have contributed to the CPU damage. Now, there is another concerning issue. Some users on Reddit have reported that their processor died even after updating to BIOS version 3.5. Here we go, guys. Here we go. They said that they have solved the issue and sorted the root cause of the issue. But here we go. The processors are dying after the BIOS update 3.25. Steve also noted cases where users experience the CPU failure despite not enabling the PBO at all. Nevertheless, ASRock continues to assert that PBO settings are the root cause. Unfortunately, the ASRock website will still contains no official news or press release acknowledging any of these developments. Without the reporting from Steve and Ren at the Tech Yes City, the BIOS update might have gone unnoticed, with users unaware of the risk it was intended to mitigate. But my main concern is that even after the new BIOS release, the issue is still persist. Now there is possibility that even after the BIOS update, the setting that was saved previously was still running on these boards. I'm not sure, because if the over voltage issue with the PBO is solved, I don't see any other major issue that causes the CPU burn. Rather than that, we can clearly see this image that is gaining attraction on Reddit is posted 19 hours ago, that 9800X3D dead after upgrading to 3.25. That is the latest BIOS from ASRock's side. Now, I am not 100% certain that this BIOS update may solve the issue, but as ASRock claims that the new BIOS issued by ASRock 3.25 will solve the PBO related issue that is burning the Ryzen 9800X3D processors. So I don't know, guys, what to say, because this is from ASRock's side that they have released the 3.25 version of the BIOS, and here we have, and I think it's not 24 hours or 48 hours past, and we have first of the burned CPU in the new BIOS 3.25.